According to TradingView, 67% of traders use the RSI for their technical analysis. But why do 90% of these traders lose their money because of the RSI? The answer is simple. Almost no one uses the RSI with a 21 period setting. Today, I'm sharing with you a highly effective scalping strategy based on the RSI and price action. Here are the settings I personally use for the RSI. And as you can see here, I'm not using 7 periods, nor am I using 14 periods. I'm using 21 periods because the RSI will give me far fewer false signals and will be much more effective. You also have the overbought zone in red and the oversold zone in green at the bottom. Now, I'm going to reveal the scalping strategy to you in 2 minutes. But before we start, as you can see, I'm on the 4-hour time frame, simply to choose the direction of my trading. Rule number 1 is to avoid going against the trend. So if the market is very bullish, like it is here, I go to my smaller time frames, choose to look for buys, and force myself never to sell to avoid going against the trend. So that's clearly confirmed. Gold is bullish, there's no doubt about it. Now we're on the 2-minute time frame for gold, and it's time for the strategy. So you see several things on the screen, including a first green zone here, which is simply the current resistance of the market. You'll also see later in the strategy that this will serve as our target. It's not placed there by chance. And you can see that after the market broke through it, it came back to it and spent a long time working around it, turning it into a resistance. So we estimate that the next time the market bounces, this area here could potentially be a take profit target zone. Next, you see another zone in yellow. This is also a resistance zone. You can see that the market came to rest on it, bounced here before breaking through at this point, and more recently, you can see that the price got stuck there, forming a price resistance. So this zone is also going to be very interesting, very important for my strategy, because if we manage to break through it to the upside, it will be an additional buy signal. You can also see that we have a blue moving average. That's the 50-period moving average. You'll see it will also help us enter a buy position in this strategy, and it will be correlated with the RSI you see at the bottom. Finally, you have a white trend line, a downward trend line, that for now is keeping the price down on the chart. You can see here, time and again, the price has been blocked by it. Every time the price comes up to the trend line, it gets pushed back down. But this pattern is eventually going to reverse. And it's when this reverses that we as traders looking to buy gold on the 2-minute chart will be able to take action. As things stand right now, I'm not buying this market. Now we're going to scroll through the candles and you'll see when it starts to get really interesting to go long. First, very interesting piece of information from the market. You can see that we've broken the downward trend line to the upside. The price is settling above the trend line. This is a first very interesting reversal signal, but this signal alone isn't enough. So we're gonna wait and see what happens next. You can see that the Japanese candlesticks are continuing to rise. The downward trend line that was broken to the upside is therefore confirmed. And secondly, we also confirm the breakout of the 50-period moving average to the upside. That gives us 2 very important pieces of information, but the third crucial piece that will allow me to confirm my scenario and buy this market is on the RSI. Look at the bottom. You can see that the RSI is moving back above 50%. What does that mean? It means it's turning bullish again. You can see here, all along, the RSI was below the 50% zone. During this whole period, the market was below the 50% zone on the RSI. So we do nothing. To buy, we really want the market, the price, to move back above the 50% level on the RSI to turn positive again. In summary, if the market is above 50, it's a buy signal. If the market's below 50, it's a sell signal. Again, this is additional information. On its own, it's not enough to buy or sell a market, but in the logic of my thinking, as you can see, it makes a third piece of extremely important information. And honestly, that's already enough information for me to go ahead and buy. This makes for a fairly early and also quite aggressive buy, but that's okay. You have enough information. So here we can allow ourselves to buy with these 3 bullish signals. I would place my stop loss just below the 50-period moving average. We give the market a little breathing room, but we keep it tight because this is scalping. And if the market were to settle back below the 50-period moving average or drop back below the 50% zone on the RSI, it would be a false signal. So the stop loss is very well placed here. And as a first target, we can aim for the previous highs. The previous highs are right here. So that gives us a first target roughly in this resistance zone. And as you'll see later, we can also aim for the second resistance zone, which is much higher. Let's see what the market does. As you can see, it's continuing to rise, and almost immediately the first target is reached. Right now, to reach profit target number 2, and it's not confirmed yet because we're waiting for the market to break through this first resistance zone to the upside, settle above it, and then potentially move toward the green zone. We're being patient, letting the market do its thing, and as you can see, we've had the breakout. We've had the breakout of the resistance zone. This previous high right here has just been surpassed. On top of that, we have a huge double bottom forming. The bullish reversal is taking shape, and there's a good chance we can reach our second profit target with a much more attractive potential. As you can see, the stop loss is tight and the potential gain is much higher. You have an excellent risk-reward ratio, and that's very important for being a profitable trader. Never forget that. What we can do here is enter the trade a second time. You made your first buys here, they're currently in profit, and you can strengthen your position by buying a second time here. Now that we know the market has confirmed the breakout of this resistance is showing a bullish reversal with a double bottom and previously broke the trend line, the 50-period moving average, and the 50% RSI zone. You can see that's a lot of information supporting this scenario. And on top of that, the price action is clearly bullish. There's no doubt about it. So we add to our position here. This time, we'll set the stop loss just below the previous low here, and we'll set the target in the zone. So even if you took profits at 100% on your first buy, you can enter a second time. And if you have enough experience and the right mindset to be patient with your first buy, you now have 2 positions open. Let's see what the market does next. You can see that it stabilizes for a while above the resistance, working that level. It even comes back to retest it, and you can see that after that, the price action is really bullish, right? Simply because earlier we had all these signals of a bullish reversal. You can see here, we're in the target zone. We just hit target number 2 on this very simple long setup. Once you understand what to look for, what to wait for before entering a position, once you know that on the higher time frame, let me remind you, on the 4-hour chart here, the market is extremely bullish, you trade in the direction of this very bullish market. You just need a bit of patience, a bit of discipline to let the Japanese candlesticks reach their targets.